Any committee reports?
Would, personnel committee would like to, make a motion to move 3 part-timers to full-time jobs.
Okay.
Justin Greer, Lance Ramsey, and Michael Yates. So my motion is to make them.
That's your motion?
That's my motion.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Second, discussion? All in favor say aye. Opposed? Okay. You just start that in the morning with paperwork with these folks.
Okay.
Thank you. Any more committee reports? Recorder's report?
Approval of minutes. You want to do those first?
Oh, yeah, we have a motion to approve last month's minutes, I'm sorry.
I'll move we approve.
We have a motion to approve, we have a second.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion moved. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. And reporter's report. As of May 31st of 23, our total checking in U.S. Bank, our general fund is $154,930.64. Sewer fund is $937,823.07. For First Community Bank, our general fund is $8,506,268.21. Our sewer fund, $1,633,825.52. Our pool fund, $73,650.87. Depreciation fund, $1,304,562.20. Our drug fund is at $3,012.41. For savings accounts at First Community Bank, is our general contingency fund is $1,383,383.72. Our general savings fund is $44,637.33. Restricted reserve number 1, $23,230.89. The sewer hardship fund is $15,508.08. Our local government investment fund, 1379551, is $730.59. Local government investment fund, 1379510, is $268.74, for totals checking and saving accounts of $14,081,832.27.
Any questions? Thank you. Under old business, second reading of orders 23-513, orders adopted budget tax rate FY 2023-2024. Chris, we want to.
Yep.
Yes, does the mayor wish to entertain a motion to waive a formal reading of the subparts
We
of this
do.
ordinance?
We do. We'll be here all night.
I make the motion, we dispense.
We have a motion, we have a second?
Second.
Discussion? Call the roll, Kim.
Kathy Christian?
Yes.
Keith Gibson?
Yes.
James Grigsby?
Yes.
Ken Luster?
Yes.
Buck Tipton?
Yes.
Michael Walker? Dennis Teal?
Aye.
So, for the record, this is an ordinance of the city of Churchill, Tennessee, adopting the annual budget and tax rate for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2023, and ending June 30th, 2024. Whereas Tennessee Code Annotated Section 9-1-116 requires that all funds of the state of Tennessee and all its political subdivisions shall be first appropriated before being expended, and that only funds that are available shall be appropriated. And whereas the Municipal Budget Law of 1982 requires that the governing body of each municipality adopt and operate under an annual budget ordinance, presenting a financial plan with at least the information required by that state statute, that no municipality may expend any monies regardless of the source except in accordance with a budget ordinance, and that the governing body shall not make any appropriation in excess of estimated available funds. And whereas the governing body has published the annual operating budget and budgetary comparisons of the proposed budget with the prior year actual and the current year estimated in a newspaper of general circulation of not less than 10 days prior to the meeting where the board will consider final passage of the budget. Now therefore be it ordained by the governing body of the city of Churchill, Tennessee as follows. Section 1, that the governing body projects anticipated revenues from all sources and appropriates planned expenditures for each department, board, office, or other agency of the municipality, herein presented together with the actual annual receipts and expenditures of the last preceding fiscal year and the estimated annual expenditures for the current fiscal year. And from those revenues and unexpended and unencumbered funds as follows for the fiscal year 2024, and including the projected ending balances for the budget year, the actual ending balances for the most recent ended fiscal year, and the estimated ending balances for the current fiscal years. And we've waived the formal reading of the subsections of that. We get to the section 2. Section 2, at the end of the fiscal year 2023, the governing body estimates fund balances or deficits as follows. The general fund, $2,121,600. State Street Aid Fund, $214,538. Drug Fund, $4,708. Water and Sewer Fund, $1,289,977. Section 3, that the governing body herein certifies that the condition of its sinking funds, if applicable, are compliant pursuant to its bond covenants, and recognizes that the municipality has outstanding bonded and other indebtedness as follows. For bonds, New Park 2016, principal outstanding bond is $85,187.67. Fiscal year 2024 principal payment $41,000. Interest payment $4,942. Loan agreements, commercial RUS sewer, principal outstanding June 30th, $388,889. Fiscal year 2024 principal payment $55,556. Interest payment $5,040. Section 4, during the coming fiscal year, the governing body has pending and planned capital projects with proposed funding as follows. There are none planned, no proposed funding necessary. Section 5, no appropriation listed above may be exceeded without an amendment of the budget ordinance as required by the municipal budget law of 1982. In addition, no appropriation may be made in excess of available funds except to provide for an actual emergency threatening the health, property, or lives of the inhabitants of the municipality and declared by a 2/3 vote of at least a quorum of the governing body in accordance with TCA Section 6-56-205. Section 6, money may be transferred from one appropriation to another in the same fund in an amount up to $1,000 by the mayor, subject to such limitations and procedures as set by the governing body pursuant to TCA Section 6-56-209. Any resulting transfers shall be reported to the governing body at its next regular meeting and entered into the minutes. Section 7, a detailed financial plan will be attached to this budget and become part of this budget ordinance. Section 8, there's hereby levied a property tax of $9.62 per $100 of assessed value on all real and personal property. Section 9, this annual operating and capital budget ordinance and supporting documents shall be submitted to the Comptroller of the Treasury or Comptroller's designee for approval pursuant to Title IX, Chapter 21 of Tennessee Code annotated within 15 days of its adoption. If the Comptroller of the Treasury or Comptroller's designee determines that the budget does not comply with the statutes, the governing body shall adjust its estimates or make additional tax levies sufficient to comply with the statutes or as directed by the Comptroller of the Treasury or the Comptroller's designee. Section 10, all unencumbered balances of appropriations remaining at the end of the fiscal year shall lapse and revert to the respective fund balances. Section 11, all ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict with any provision of this ordinance are hereby repealed. Section 12, this ordinance shall take effect July 1st, 2023, the public welfare requiring it. And passed first reading, that was last month, is that correct?
Yes.
And it would be passed
So
tonight.
if we got a motion and a second, on this,
Yes.
or is that just not to read it?
Yeah, we've already voted on it, and then he read it after.
No.
We need to vote on this.
You need to vote, there is not on the floor yet
A motion.
a motion to accept this
Right, so what, we have a
for
motion.
second reading.
Gotcha.
We have a ordinance number 23-513, we have a motion.
I move it be adopted.
We have a motion, we have a second.
I'll second.
Discussion. While we're into this, before we vote, because this will be part of the budget, and we'll have to do the budget amendment later on. We got the bids in, if y'all get it in your packet for the, cameras for the sewer, is that in your packet?
It was on the days.
Oh, okay. We had three bids, one from Stringfellow, one from USA Blue Book, and one from CUES. We want to go with Stringfellow because there's no charge to the software update. So, we can do that. We can bring a motion on forward to this, after this, here, since we've got, we need to do the budget first. So is there any more discussion on the budget?
Kathy Christian,
Yes.
Keith Gibson,
Yes.
James Grigsby,
Yes.
Ken Muster,
Yes.
Buck Tipton,
Yes.
Bill Kerr, Dennis Deal.
Next, if,
It should be noted that that was the low bid anyway, even with the software included, so.
right, I'm not got there yet. Y'all give me time. But anyway, when we found out that the software, we were not charged with it, that's what, and these big folks have been in business for years and years, and this is a 10-inch camera, if I ain't mistaken.
Yes.
And for a 10-inch, up to 10-inch line, and then one for a line as small as 2-inch, which we need very badly. And that bid is $89,341.32. For the sewer, we need this very, very badly. And was you able to talk to them, Kimberly, when we had the conversation? Would they come and install that in our trailer?
Yes, they will do the install and the training, for us. I have an email here. Yeah, and I also made sure that that was two separate cameras, because it was confusing on there, so it is the two separate, the lateral and the mainline inspection camera. And it says, yes, training and software installation is included.
Okay, so what's the pleasure of the board on the bid for the lower bid for the cameras for the sewer? We have a motion?
Well, do we make a motion first and then discuss, right?
Yeah.
Make a motion.
We have a motion, second? Second. Okay, discussion?
Well, I was looking at we're looking at the 89,000, which is the auto reel instead of the manual. Okay.
Yes.
Is that all we have?
That's all I have.
Any more discussion? Call the roll, Kimberly?
Kathy Christian,
Yes.
Keith Gibson,
Yes.
James Grigsby,
Yes.
Ken Luster.
Yes.
Buck Tipton.
Yes.
Michael Walker. Dennis Steele.
Aye. Next, we have, if First Utility, we do this about every 4 or 5 years. They accumulate bad debt that people's not gonna pay their water bills and their sewer bill. And they send us a list and we vote to write that off. And then what we do, once we write it off, we turn it over to collections. But we've received this from First Utility, it's $4,390.81 of bad debt. Hopefully we can collect some of it through collections. I don't know what that figure is. But we need a motion to go ahead and write this off. That's the recommendation of First Utility. We have a motion.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to write it off.
We have a motion and a second. One time I think it was about $11,000. So this is a lot lower number in this point. We have a second. Any discussion? Please call roll.
Kathy Christian.
Yes.
Keith Gibson.
Yes.
James Grigsby.
Yes.
Ken Luster.
Yes.
Buck Tipton.
Yes.
Michael Walker. Dennis Steele.
Aye. And next we have some surplus cars that we want to get rid of. Do they have a list of those? Yeah, anyway, we got a 2011 Dodge Charger, 2011 Dodge Chargers, 97 Honda four-wheeler unable to locate VIN number, 2005 Buick, that's the old staff car.
Staff car.
And it's shop, but we're gonna surplus it. And Chad will handle all these bids, and we got a 1994 Chevrolet Caprice.
Yes, sir.
So we need a motion to declare these surplus, so we hopefully get something out of them, and Chad and I will work on that if the board votes.
Yeah, on your list, there should be, it may show a 2005 Crown Vic,
Yeah.
but the street department could use that vehicle, and I didn't find out till like today, so that's why it's still on there. They're gonna keep the 05 Crown Vic, and they have a 94 Caprice that we're gonna sell.
So we need that 94 Caprice to do, right?
Yes, I turned in a thing, I don't know if everybody got it this evening.
Oh, okay, I see at the
It
bottom.
was just too late to get into the
Okay,
pack.
that's fine.
All of them have already been de-striped or de-policed,
Good.
that we'll get them cleaned up, put them on gov deals at an auction.
Okay, and you and I will talk about the reserve. We have a motion? If you don't get a motion, we bring you your driveway.
Remember our story?
Okay, motion.
Down toward your house.
Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to declare these, items surplus.
We have a second?
I'll say.
Discussion? All in favor say aye. Next, we have, a resolution 23-576. As y'all well know, Evan, is our grant writer in Nashville. And, he's asked us, we have to read this. Chris, can you step up here a minute?
Yes, sir.
And when we read it, if y'all want to see a copy of this, two things is on here, we're buying this out of that ARPA money. One is the commercial mowers, but that'll be in, the budget starting, in July. And the next one is, our screens, we've got a company because we can't close our screens, because we've got a valve frozen over there, and we've given a price to American Mechanical. It takes a backhoe to close the valve. And to bring you up to date what our screens is that's when all our raw sewage come into our headworks. And we got two screens and we rotate them every 60 or 90 days. We can't get one screen completely closed, so we gotta get this done pretty quick. I've got American Mechanical they're looking 26 weeks for this valve. I've got their, people looking, trying to get one quicker, to get these fixed. And that fee for that is $41,452. But the good news is, that's part of the upgrade of the sewer that we're gonna do with this ARPA money anyway. We knew we had to do these screens. And the next one, of course, is the Kubota mowers, which comes to $61,070.92. Do you wanna read that now, Chris?
Yes, sir, I have a copy here.
Oh, okay. Y'all, if y'all want to see this, Kathy, you want to see this? No. Anybody wants, all it is the two items, is the screen and the commercial mode.
And for your information, I think included in your packet were the bids for the Kubota mowers.
Yeah.
And to clarify, the sewer screening it's a single source supplier, so that doesn't have to, that's exempt from the bidding process.
Because it's an emergency, we have to get this.
Well, and it's the single source
Yeah.
supplier.
Yeah.
That's it. The resolution for the American Rescue Plan Act allocation. Whereas on March 11, 2021, the President of the United States signed into law the American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA, to provide continued relief from the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, and whereas ARPA established the Coronavirus State and Local Fiscal Recovery Funds program to assist state, local, tribal, and territorial governments in responding to the COVID-19 pandemic. Whereas the city of Churchill was notified of ARPA funding in the amount of $1,977,298.51 payable in 2 tranches. And whereas the Coronavirus State and Local Fiscal Recovery Funds provide needed fiscal relief for recipients that have experienced revenue loss due to the onset of the COVID-19 public health emergency. And whereas Treasury presumes that up to $10 million in revenue has been lost due to the public health emergency, and recipients are permitted to use that amount, not to exceed the award amount, to fund government services. And whereas recipients may elect a standard allowance of $10 million to spend on government services through the period of performance, whereas all recipients may elect to use this standard allowance instead of calculating lost revenue using the formula provided by the U.S. Treasury, including those with total allocations of $10 million or less. And whereas the city of Churchill has a need to fund government services following the recovery phase of the COVID-19 pandemic. Whereas the city of Churchill, in accordance with city purchasing policies, has secured pricing for the needed 2 commercial mowers and sewer screening as follows. From Kubota Kingsport, 2 commercial mowers, $61,070.92. Sewer screening, $41,452 from American Mechanical Contractors. Now therefore be it resolved, the Board of Mayor and Aldermen of the City of Churchill, Tennessee authorize the following. Section 1, the use of ARPA funds to purchase much needed commercial mowers to be utilized by the City of Churchill. Section 2, the use of ARPA funds to purchase much needed sewer screening to be utilized by the City of Churchill. Section 3, the total allocation of ARPA funding to fund government services under the replacing lost public sector revenue spending category as follows. Expenditures for item A, 2 commercial mowers, item B, sewer screening, item C, any and all activities consistent with the provision of government services. Be it further resolved that the City of Churchill move forward with issuing the necessary purchase order for $61,070.92 and $41,452 as detailed above.
What's that resolution number, Chris?
23-576.
So what's the pleasure? We have a motion for resolution 23-576.
I'll make a motion.
A motion, and a second.
So,
Discussion.
that's for the 2 lawnmowers and the valve for sewer.
It ain't just the valve, it's a lot of work, the screen. Yeah. Yeah.
Was Kubota the only one submitted the bid?
I can't answer that. I wasn't here. Was they, Kimberly?
Pardon
Was
me?
Kubota the only one submitted the bid?
They were the only ones that submitted.
Well, we got another, but it wasn't what we specified, right?
No,
You didn't?
I sent an invite to somebody else, but the bid never came in.
Okay.
And the delivery, 12/31, is that?
We're trying to get it faster. It's a brand new model, so they're still in production and selling fast. We're
And
trying to
we're-
get them as soon as possible.
And we're okay, Keith. Our others is still running. We're just holding them back for that park down there. Any more discussion? Call the roll.
Kathy Christian,
Yes.
Keith Gibson,
Yes.
James Grigsby,
Yes.
Ken Luster,
Yes.
Bob Tipton,
Yes.
Michael Walker, Dennis Steele.
Aye. Next, we got, don't we need a motion to, accept the bid for the Kubota tractor? Chris?
I think this.
We went over that.
This took care of
Okay,
that.
okay, I just want to make sure. Get anything else? Oh, I've got something. If y'all not been down there lately, we have put a fence because of destruction and because of infiltration at our splice pad. I think Roswell's done got one around there, the fence is around ours now. What happened is people was entering and exiting the splice pad and contaminating the system. And we were constantly going over there, having to backwash it and restart it up, it would just go down. So hopefully, has that changed that, Jason, since we put the fence up?
Yeah.
What we done, it has?
Yeah.
Okay, what we done is put a fence around the outside perimeter, a company Kingsport come into it, where the parents can still come in, sit on the benches, but the kids can't exit in and off the splice pad. And what they were doing, they were bringing grass and dirt, and it was contaminating our recycle thing, and it was shutting it down. So we come up with this, and now they gotta come to the front and go in, and if they exit the facility, they gotta come to the front and go out. And they will be gates there. Is the gates up now?
The gates is up. Just
Are they working?
The lock, yeah, just the lock's not on.
Okay, when do you expect to have that done?
They supposed to done it yesterday, but they didn't make it down here.
Okay, if y'all get a chance, I ask you to go look at it, it's really gonna help us, cause we were coming out 3, 4, 6 times a day on weekends to backflush this system, because it shut itself down. So hopefully, this is taking care of that, and the kids can enjoy it.
What hour is it open now?
It's open from
9 AM to 8 PM.
till 8 PM that night, so. And we opened it up back, we shut it down last week except Friday, and we started back up, I was over our Friday evening, wasn't it?
Saturday.
Was it Saturday evening?
Saturday.
Okay, okay. So the splash pad is good to go, and hopefully next month Kimberly will report to us what our water bill usage was. We can't give it to you now because it wasn't a full month, and I'm curious to see what it is, hopefully a whole lot less than what it used to be. So, that's all I had. The only thing is about our new budget, that we'll have to do a budget amendment, because we've got like a couple of 3 streets that we are gonna have to pave. So we'll do a budget amendment once we get into that. And, if we have to do budget amendments on this ARPA money or whatever, I don't know, will we, Chris, or you know?
What-
No, we shouldn't have to.
Okay.
Because that's
But-
part of the funds that we have.
Okay.
Prospectively, we may, if we get the next grant for the increasing the size of the Halston Mills pump station. That's a work in progress, but
Yeah.
that would be the only other.
Anybody got anything else? If not, entertain motion to adjourn. Have a motion?
Move we adjourn.
Do I have a second?